So today I just did chemo. I just did the second round, and it was a more sad day for me. It didn't get off to a good start, um, and it took way longer than expected, and I feel way worse. Most days I feel pretty good, and usually when people ask how I'm doing or how I'm feeling, I'm like miraculously well. And today I definitely feel unwell. Like I didn't start off feeling well. All of these things with being sick, when it kicked off, I started my menstrual cycle when it very initially I got sick, and then like blessedly last month I didn't have one, and then just because things are going wrong inside my body, or I might be perimenopausal, um, and then for this round of chemo, it picked back up where it left off and like tracked with my chemo. So I'm like a little bit upset about that, uh, which I know sounds stupid, but it is upsetting. And my chemo is every other week, so theoretically it could track where every other chemo is like extra difficult because of it. So I'm praying that doesn't happen. But just as a baseline, because of that cycle, I already start off feeling like nauseated and um, having like irregular like bowel issues and pain. Believe it or not, I've been like joking the last couple of days, and then today it doesn't feel like a joke, but the pain is worse. Like the menstrual pain is literally worse, and I've had people ask me like, "What's it like? What is the cancer like compared to labor?" And they're like pretty similar, but um, menstrual pain is like not a joke, and it's been hard for me to get that pain under control. Like I'm amazed that I'm on a fentanyl patch and I can feel my menstrual pain like so horribly that I'm having to take more medication. Like I've gotten to where I only have to take medication every 8 hours because of the menstrual cycle. I'm having to take more medication, and I'm having to take breakthrough like in between. So it's, and just to say all that to say, like it's pretty bad. It's painful, and that's really dumb.
Do not recommend.
Yeah, doubled up with chemo. Super sucks. So today we go. They give you these wonderful, helpful lists. This is the best like doctor experience in this way. They give you these helpful, wonderful lists printed out of like exactly what you do at exact things have to be exact timed for chemo. Like when the chemo starts makes a difference of when I get unhooked exactly from this bag. I'm on my bag of chemo again. It like the timing has to be exact for the shot that I have
Thursday.
Thursday, when I've been off of the chemo for an exact amount of time to stimulate my white blood cells. So like if you're um, disrespectful and like to steal time, then um, it will throw the whole cycle off, and that would be horrible for me to do because it would throw off the entire like staff that's working to make these things happen in a timely manner, and they have it all set out how that is supposed to occur. So it would be like mad disrespectful for me to do that. Thankfully, it wasn't me that did it, it was them. So I go and I sign in for my doctor's appointment. The doctors and everyone were wonderful, by the way. We had this one experience with one person that did not go well, in just that the person was like disrespectful. And so I don't appreciate it. And coming off of a little experience with the medical gaslighting with the COVID test. I don't like the medical gaslighting. It really, really insults me, it angers me, and it upsets me greatly. So go, sign in, sit in the office. 40 minutes after my doctor's appointment time is when I'm supposed to start chemo on a different floor in the building. So Callie and I sit there waiting for 35 full minutes, and then the receptionist who checked me in, where I write down specifically what my appointment time is, who I'm seeing, what time I actually got there, which was early because I don't like to steal time from them or be disrespectful. She stands up and says, Callie. So, like, she's, like, I mean, even in that respect, just being disrespectful, she's addressing me like I'm in the military, you know what I mean? She's, like, just calling me by my middle name with, like, no salutation attached to it whatsoever. And she does a hand gesture, like, very condescending, like, hand gesture, and she's like, you're supposed to be downstairs, your chemo starts, or your infusion starts at 10:40, and I'm like, I have a doctor's appointment at 10 o'clock. And she's like, no. You signed me in like 35 minutes ago. You've literally watched me sit there in the waiting area. To, like, you're thinking like it's a joke, and at the end you can mock me and just send me downstairs. But actually, so I've been having some complications that I've been worried about this past week. I've been trying to figure out, like, my blood pressure medicine. My blood pressure was too low. I tried going off of it. It was too high. I started taking half a dose, and then my pulse dropped super low, and my pulse has been in the 50s all week, which has been really concerning to me. It's not normal for me for my pulse to be that low. My normal, and it sounds crazy, and it's definitely not good for you, is 99. And part of that is because I was, like, overweight. I was a smoker, but 99 is, like, my standard operating level. And so I feel normal at 99. In the 50s, I don't feel normal at all. And of course, I'm praying it's going to somewhere balance out in between those. Like, I don't want it to be 99 or 50. Praise God, today he made it in the 60s, I ended up finding out. So I'm so thankful for that. And my blood pressure was good. It was a high normal without medication, but it was in the 60s. But as the low blood pressure, it is called bradycardia, and I began to have edema dramatically in my lower legs and feet, and they're just swelling, they're painful, and it's just concerning me. Like, I know that it's a symptom of, like, cardiac failure and things. I know, I've just attended the side of elderly people and people that are dying enough to know that this is, like, a bad symptom, and I'm really concerned. And so I don't want to just go do chemo without getting to talk to the doctor. Like, what if it's a reaction that I don't understand and the doctor knows? And I realize that this is purely hypothetical, but this is why I, like, need to talk to the doctor about it and why I'm concerned. I'm like, what if it's a side effect of the chemo and they go, oh no, we have to take her off of this one chemo because if you give her one more dose, it's going to kill her. Which might sound silly, but when you don't know, like, these are the kind of thoughts that you're having. So that's why we have doctors that we can talk to, right? So this lady mocking me, and I was like, no, ma'am, like, I can't start the chemo without, going to the doctor. I take my paper and I show her where it actually says on the paper that they gave me that I have a doctor's appointment. And she goes, oh, well, I'll try to figure that out. And she goes, what's your name again? Like, so just disrespectful. She's just, like, disregarding me, and she's still pretending like I don't have an appointment. And then when I produce the proper paperwork to show that I do have an appointment, she acts as though, like, I'm inconveniencing her when in fact she's inconveniencing like the whole entire building and myself. Um, so I didn't appreciate that. I did not appreciate her. Um, the way her condescending tone and the gaslighting me really upsets me. Like if you're in a relationship and someone's gaslighting you like that, it's called abuse. It's psychological abuse. So I don't appreciate the medical community doing that to me, acting like I'm either stupid or crazy or both, and just being just mad disrespectful. So I don't like that. Um, I go down to the second floor because now I'm going to be late for the second group of people and completely disrespect those people as well. But I'm crying. I have like tears in my eyes. I'm crying. Um, we get off the elevator and the nurse is standing there calling me. Um, Already, she said she'd been calling me for like 5 minutes trying to figure out where I am. And I'm upstairs messing around with this stuff. So, I mean, just on a personal level, like, I don't appreciate that. I wouldn't have done that to her or disrespected their time like that. Um, but that's what this little mishap incident has caused. And so I still having like tears in my eyes are going to start. I want to be like the light of Christ when I go in. And it's making me so mad that I'm going in like so frustrated that I'm not like showing the glory of God, and it's upsetting me, and it's different than it's been like every other day. I've been so happy and so thankful, and you know, that's why I decided to make the video now. Like, it's just not always happy. Like, it's not always happy. Sometimes it's frustrating, and sometimes it doesn't feel good. And so um it's enough that I'm already like really sick. Like, the people like screwing with me on top of it, like, I don't appreciate it. Um, Mercifully, I explained to the nurse that I was like really scared. I showed her the edema and um, told her that I have the paperwork that I really was, because she was like making a comment like about like why I didn't have a doctor's appointment today, and I'm like, no, I did have a doctor's appointment today. I have the paperwork like to show I had it. And so
But she was really nice.
she was so nice, and she solved the problem. She um like called up there and got it all solved and resolved, and she sent me back up, and they just called me straight away and helped me and listened to me and talked to me and gave me a normal appointment that wasn't rushed or anything. It did set everything like way behind, and just me and one other woman were left today getting chemo at the end. And she, like myself, had been there all day. So um, pray for her, because if she feels the way I felt when I left today, like, so today it's starting, the nausea medication is starting to take effect, and I feel like a little bit better. But we just got back to the house today, and I just laid on the bed and cried. Like, I just felt so sick. I didn't get ahead of the nausea, and feeling so sick and feeling like on the verge of vomiting, and I felt super hot. I had like support hose on because my feet are swelling, and just like I just felt like pathetic and pitiful, and it makes me sad. Like, I don't want to be sick like that. I don't want Callie to like feel like he's watching me die. Um, I don't like feeling like I am dying, but I know that it's a like very real possibility, and that just makes me sad. Like, it shows me that I actually can't control it, that it's all of God. Like, when there's merciful, like, feeling well, that is all of God, and He's holding me um, when it's feeling good and when it's feeling bad. And like, when I walked in today, I couldn't even, I just had to go straight to the bathroom and then come straight out and lay down. Like, I couldn't even properly like talk to Tamara or her daughter, and I just felt terrible. So that's like just pretty much how today went. So the nausea has begun. I feel, um, I've said a bunch of times like it feels like being pregnant. So I feel properly like the nausea feeling of and like unwellness that pregnancy can feel like. And I feel the like revulsion at sweet things. I've gone a little bit crazy. Like I've been on an eating rampage, and I've been eating like a bunch of sugar and stuff. And I think part of it is just like probably being self-destructive, or like controlling what I can control, or just like feeling out of control and trying to comfort myself. So I gained like over 10 pounds in the last like week and a half. So that's not good. Thankfully, the nausea makes me feel like revolted at sweet things, so I'll taper off my I won't even taper off. Like, I'll get it under control and stop eating like sugar and carbs to excess. I think that I will probably eat like small amounts of like rice or pasta, but in extreme moderation, with like just very controlled portions, I should say. I don't need to gain weight. That will not help me. So I want to keep my weight at least like around where it was. It's a good sign that I'm able to gain weight. That's wonderful. But I don't need to gain like 10 pounds every 2 weeks. Guarantee that. So I'm trying to like get that back under control. I've just been like reckless with my food, and like I said, I mean, I think I'm like self-medicating with it. I'm not smoking anymore, so I'm trying to find like peace or comfort or joy that I can actually only find in Christ. So you can't eat your way to peace or comfort or joy. So that's how today went. I wanted to do a video when it's not all good and it's not all easy, and I know that the Lord is faithful. He will bring me close to Him again and hide me under the shadow of His wings, and just succor me. I know that He will, and He's faithful when we can't be, and when we're not, and He's very much the strength that I need. I'm very weak. If I don't show that in a lot of videos, like, I'm very weak. I'm not like a tower of spirituality or anything. I'm just a human made of dust like everyone else. And so, yeah, this is just the real part of being sick. So.
And the neuropathy already started too.
The neuropathy already started with room temperature drink. With a drink that has been sitting out all day that started as room temperature, and already feels like I swallowed sharp pieces of glass. So, here we go. And at the same time, like, I felt like I was on fire. I had to like take off my head covering, take off my support hose, all those extra things. And crying is really hard on me. It wrecks my sinuses from doing so many drugs in my life. The second I cry, like, I can't breathe. So I can't lay down and cry even like I want to. I have to sit up and suck it up and stop crying. Because I also have the hernia, so I can't start coughing from the crying and having like a bunch of breathing problems and like choking from not being able to breathe and stuff. And I can't throw up. So those things are off the table. So I just need to like get a grip and press into Christ and move along with my day. So that's it.